SQA Higher Maths 2015, Paper 1, Question 7 on differentiating a polynomial. A function f is defined on a simple domain by f of x is root x, 3x minus 2 over x root x. Find f dash 4. So we need to get it ready to differentiate. So f of x is equal to root x is x to the half, 3x minus 2 over x times x to the half. So we need to get that all tidied up first. So that is x to the half times 3x minus 2 over x to the 3 halves. And then we can multiply our brackets out to get 3x to the 3 halves minus 2x to the half over x to the 3 halves. And tidying that up even further, f of x is 3x to the 3 halves minus 2x to the minus 1, a half minus 3 halves. Now we can differentiate it, f dash x, take the power down to the front, so it's 3 halves times 3, x to the, take 1 away from the power, so it's a half, minus times a minus is a plus, so plus 2x to the minus 2. Tidying that back up because it was a non-calculator question, so we can substitute 4 in. We'll get f dash x is equal to 3 3s are 9 over 2 root x, x to the half, plus 2 over x squared. So now we need to substitute 4 in, so f dash 4 is equal to 9 over 2 root 4 plus 2 over 4 squared. That's 9 over 2 times 2 plus 2 over 16. That's just 9 plus an eighth. So we can just write 9 and an eighth if we want as our final answer. SQA Higher Maths 2016, Paper 1, Question 2, differentiating a polynomial. So given that y equals 12x cubed plus 8 root x, find the y by the x. So we can, to get it ready to differentiate, 12x squared plus 8 root x is x to the half. So the y by the x, taking the power down to the front, 3 times 12x, take away 1 from the power, squared, plus a half times 8x, take away 1 from the power, minus a half. So the y by the x, 3 times 12 is 36, x squared, a half of 8 is 4, so plus 4x to the minus a half. And there's no reason to make that a positive power because we've just defined the y by the x, so we're done there. SQA Higher Maths 2017, Paper 1, Question 8 on differentiating a polynomial. Calculate the rate of change of the d of t is equal to 1 over 2t. So we need to get it ready to differentiate. Always need to do that. So d of t is equal to 1 over 2 t to the minus 1. Do not be tempted to move this 2. That's just a half still. Separate it out. It's just the t that's moving. Once we do that, d dash t, take the minus 1 down, so we get minus a half t. Take away 1 from the power, we get minus 2. Now we have to work it out when t is 5. So d slash 5 is equal to minus a half times 5 to the minus 2, or minus 1 over 2 times 5 squared, minus 1 over 2 times 5 squared is 50. So minus a 50th. Just a note, remember, rate of change means differentiate. 2022 Higher Maths, Paper 1, Question 4. Y equals the square root of x cubed minus 2x to the power minus 1, where x is greater than 0. We have to differentiate this expression, so let's get ahead and do that. So our first step, or our first mark, is to rewrite the square root of x cubed is x to the 3 halves. And we've still got minus 2x to the minus 1. If we've written that, we get a mark there for this x to the power 3 halves. We now need to differentiate our terms. So our first mark is for differentiating our first term, which is 3 over 2 x. Take away 1 from 3 halves, and that's 1 half. There's a mark there. And then differentiating our second term, Minus times a minus is a plus, so it's plus 2x to the power of minus 2, taking away 1. So our final mark is 1 here and 1 for this term here. We do not have to go any further than that in this question. So if you did go further, that's fine, but you don't have to.